Hi, I'm Sarah from South London Singing Library and I'm here to talk to you about the Koala Cuddle Band and the Koala Cuddle Band 2. Now, in the name of transparency, I have been gifted these carriers by the manufacturer, but I have not been asked to say anything in particular about them. They saw my previous video about how to use the Cuddle Band and I quite like it. They got in touch and asked me if I wanted to contrast it with the Cuddle Band 2 because this is going to be newly available in the UK via Amazon. And so I said yes, I'm quite happy to do that. But these my opinions are entirely my own, it's nothing to do with the company. The difference between the Cuddle Band and the Cuddle Band 2, honestly, it's one difference: fabric. The Cuddle Band, 100% polyester. It's lightweight, it's really stretchy, which is going to make it super easy to use for some people. Other people are going to find it's going to feel a bit too stretchy. Some people will like the lightweight polyester. Other people are going to feel like it's a bit too polyestery. It's personal preference. The Cuddle Band 2 is the back panel that sits against your back is still polyester. The sections that hold the baby is 97% cotton and 3% elastane. So it's got a nice stretch to it, but it is mainly cotton. It's got a heavier feel to it, which some people are going to absolutely love. Might depend on the time of year or the weather wherever you are. It's mainly cotton. So if the natural fibre appeals to you, then the section around the baby is mainly cotton. The back panel is still polyester. They work in exactly the same way. At the time of doing this video, so it's, where are we? June 2024, had to think about that for a minute. June 2024, they retail for around 40 quid and around 60 quid on Amazon. Personal preference, see what you think. I'm going to show you how to use it. Honestly, the difference is the fabric. They work in exactly the same way, so choose whichever fabric you prefer. I will just show you briefly the two of them. This is the Cuddle Band 1, so it's got quite a lightweight, I mean you can't see that, but you can, in fact I'm holding that up against the window over there, I can actually see through that. So it's a really lightweight polyester. This is the Cuddle Band 2, and it's got a really nice stretch to it, but it is mainly cotton. I'm going to be using the Cuddle Band 2 to show you how to use it, mainly because the Cuddle Band 1 is a bit too close in colour to the t-shirt that I'm wearing, and it would just make it harder for you to see. Going to go for this one. So when you get it out the box, it's beautifully folded in the box. I'm never going to be able to replicate that. It's never going to go back in its box. But they do give you a little carry bag with it. So when you're not wearing it, you can scrunch it up, shove it in the bag. And it's really handy just for chucking under the buggy. Equally, with this style of sling, one of the reasons that this is really good for the kind of fourth trimester is that you can wear it all day and just chuck the baby in and out as you need to through the course of the day. This style of carrier, it's like a pre-tied stretchy wrap. So it's great if you like the idea of a big wraparound sling, but actually the idea of 5 meters of fabric feels a little bit overwhelming. Something like this goes on over your head like a t-shirt, but you end up with practically exactly the same. Certainly in terms of aesthetics, you end up with exactly the same. And functionality wise, you can still wear it all day and just pop the baby in and out as you need to. So there's really nothing in it. I like things like this, and the other one that I like is the Close Caboo, because they have these rings on the side that allow you to adjust the carrier. So there are companies out there that are doing pre-tied stretchy wraps, and their main USP, their main selling point is that there's nothing that you need to adjust. Now, the danger of that is, honestly, there's no such thing as one size fits all unless it's adjustable, because, it's absurd. It's like making one t-shirt and expecting it to fit everybody. If you're a bigger person or a smaller person, it's not going to fit you, right? So equally, these carriers that say, one size fits all, it's rubbish. It doesn't. What you often find with the non-adjustable carriers that say they're like this, that you can chuck it on over your head, is that they're either available in a range of sizes or they just don't really fit anybody. The downside of the carriers that are available in a range of sizes is that, for example, there's one particular company, I won't name and shame, but according to their size chart, I should fit the medium, but actually I'm too small for their medium. But when I tried the small, I'm too big for the small. So I'm stuck in the middle. But whereas with something like this, because it's got that adjustability, you can tighten it or loosen it depending on what you need. So yeah, something like the Koala the Koala Cuddle Band or the Close Kaboo, in my book, is always going to be preferable to the sized carriers that then don't fit, unless you are their magic size. So, you know. When you get your cuddle band out of the box, what you want to do is find that back panel. It's got the logo on, it's really easy to identify. And you're going to put your hands palm up under that back panel, just in the middle there, so your hands are under the logo. And then as I separate my hands out, can you see I've then up here, I've got a head hole, and at the sides here, I've got armholes. So it's literally going to go on over my head like a t-shirt. Now, I know people who will hold it like that, hold it in the air and literally shimmy it down. And if that works for you, absolutely go for it. Equally, I know people who will hold it like this, then scrunch it, that's your head hole, put that over their head and then find their armholes again. Again, if that works for you, absolutely go for it. I tend to drop my head hole, get my arms in, and then look, here's my head hole. I can then put my hands into my head hole and out through. That didn't work, did it? So hang on, arms in again, find my head hole, hands out through the bottom, and then I can just pop that over my head. That's better. Right. You then want to find that back panel and just wiggle it down. You don't want to wear your back panel. Let me get it all the way back up again. You don't want to wear your back panel up here, because what happens is as your baby gets bigger, you're just hanging their weight off the back of your neck and you are not going to be comfortable. So take that fabric, fling it behind you, pull your back panel down so that it sits nicely around your back. That's it. Right. Then hands in like a yoga pose and just push out. And you can see how much space you've got. Now, when you first get it out of the box, I've already tightened mine. You might find you've got way too much space. Your hands are out here somewhere. In which case, get hold of your tails and pull forwards and you can tighten the carrier. Yeah? You just want enough space to be able to put your baby's bottom in here. If you put this carrier on and somebody else has been wearing it before you and they're way smaller than you might kind of get your hands in here and you can barely pull it away from your chest. In which case, hold both of the fabric parts in your hand, pull away from your body, find the ring that sits just on top of the fabric there and just lift. And what that's going to do is loosen. These basically work like 1980s belts. So if you lift that ring, it's going to loosen the fabric. You can pull it out through the rings and that's going to give you a little bit more space. But you just want enough space to be able to fit your baby's bottom in here. Yeah? Right. Wiggle down. Okay. Now you need your baby. So here is Robin. Come here, Robin. Oh. Robin is my newborn size demo doll. So I'm going to put Robin nice and high on my shoulder. It's like an exaggerated Burke position. I want my shoulder to take the majority of Robin's weight so that I can stabilise them with one hand and I have a hand free. At this point, probably before you pick your baby up, you want to work out which one of these shoulder straps is the one closest to your body. I honestly don't mind which one the baby goes into first, but when you spread the fabric out, you want to start with the one that's closest to your body, because otherwise, if you spread the other one out first, you can't reach the inside fabric. So, baby nice and high on your shoulder. I'm going to put my hand under the fabric that the baby's not laying on my shoulder up here. and I'm going to stretch that down and just put it between the baby's feet. You want to take the fabric around the baby rather than trying to lower the baby down through the fabric, yeah? Baby stays nice and high on your shoulder, take the fabric and just put it between the baby's feet. Then all I'm going to do is switch shoulders. So hand on the baby's bum, hand on their head. I can tip them into my hands, move them across my body and pop them up on the other shoulder. Again, the higher they are, the easier it's going to be to get their foot in. So hand under the fabric from my shoulder, stretch it down and put it between their feet. Now, as I center the baby on my body, what you're going to find is that fabric goes up into the back of their knees and their bottom drops right down over that fabric. Now, I'm sure you've seen your baby adopt this position already. If your baby's already arrived, I'm sure you've seen them adopt this position already. The knees up, bum down position. When you lay them on your chest, it's just what they want to do. And this style of sling just really respects their physiology. They've got their knees still in front of their hips, their feet right up under their bum. They are just in that position that they would choose to be in. Now, if you don't need to be 100% hands-free, this can be enough. The sling is taking their weight. I'm stopping them falling away. I've got a whole hand free. I could, for example, finish my breakfast and then get them out of the carrier, change their bottom, change their clothes and go out for the day. Whatever it is I'm going to do. So it doesn't have to be all or nothing. Equally, if I get to this point and the baby's really cross with me, I can stop here. I can pat, bounce, sway, just get them to relax into it before I kind of try and do anything else. Yeah? Once I'm ready to be hands-free, I'm going to find that side that was the side closest to my body. So for me, it was this shoulder, it was my right shoulder. I'm going to find the edge of that fabric and I'm just going to pull that over the baby's bottom and back so that it goes from knee to knee and almost shoulder to shoulder. Sometimes it's useful to kind of go under the other strap and pull it across that way. It really helps you just to kind of get it right into the back of the second knee. And I'm just going to do exactly the same on this side. So get the edge of the fabric, pull it over the baby's bottom and back so that it goes from knee to knee and almost shoulder to shoulder. If in doubt, kind of get your fingers in there, pull a little bit more out, because what you'll find is you've got a lot of fabric bunched in the original knee there. So pull it across like so. You then need the extra bit of fabric that was in your box. Here it is. And you're going to take that and you're going to lay it across the baby's back, up here by the nape of their neck. You can kind of scrunch it up by the sides and then take it behind you, cross it over. There's no need to tie here. Keeping it snug, bring it back round to the front. What I don't want to do is tie it on the baby's back. So I am going to just keep the tension on it and dip it under the baby's feet, and then I can tie under their bottom, like so. If you don't have enough space to be able to tie in the front here, it's absolutely perfectly valid just to take that behind you and tie a double knot behind you. That's perfectly fine. It's just about adding that third layer, which is honestly about babies when they're bigger. What I'll show you, let me tie this double knot, hang on. The point of this third bit is as your baby gets bigger, what they're going to start to do at some point is plant their hands on your chest and push out. So we don't want them to be able to do that. So this horizontal piece is about stopping them being able to do that. If I find it, pull it up again. Right. If I were then to try and push out, the baby's not going anywhere. So that's what this third piece is about. It's about safety and security as the baby gets bigger. So it's absolutely perfectly valid to tie that knot behind you if you don't have enough space in the tails to bring it back round at the front. Now, safety guidelines. Safety guidelines. Your baby should be nice and high on your body, within kissing range. They should be as tightly held against you as if you were holding them in your arms. So you want to be able to put a hand on the back of their head, do a little dip forward and not feel their body weight pull away from you. They should also be visible. You want to be able to look down and see your baby's face. It helps you to be able to monitor their airways, make sure their airways are open. You should be able to see their face should be clear of any fabric. It's very common with this style of sling, stretchy wrap or a pre-tied stretchy wrap, as you put it on, the fabric kind of goes over the baby's face. Now, while you're putting the baby in and getting them secure, it's absolutely fine. There's plenty of air. The baby's not going to be in any danger. When you're ready to go on about your day, you need to be able to monitor your baby's airways. What you don't want to keep doing is this, because we don't want to take this support away. Yeah. So keeping the fabric crossed up here is really important. So to be able to clear their face of the fabric, all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hand is going to go under the shoulder strap so that my fingers come out near the baby's face. I'm then going to take this edge of the fabric in my fingertips and I'm going to twist it under the shoulder strap like that. And that puts a little twist in the fabric and allows me to be able to see my baby's face really clearly. If you find you're always having to do this, and to be fair, it's a bit annoying, you're not enjoying having to do that, what you can do is when you go to spread the fabric over your baby at this point, rather than taking this edge of the fabric, take this edge. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this edge of the fabric, I'm going to push it up underneath and I'm going to pull it across the baby that way. Then you can see what that's done is that's already twisted my fabric, opened it up in front of the baby's face, but it still goes knee to knee and almost shoulder to shoulder. And then I can put my outer layer back up again. I've lost it. Oh, there it is. Yeah. To get the baby out again, I'm not going to undo any knots or loosen anything off. I'm just going to reverse the process. And this is part of the beautiful thing about being able to wear it all day. So I'm going to take this outer layer and I'm just going to push it down so that it goes under the baby's bottom here. I can then open these cross sections just into the back of the baby's knee and I'm going to start to hold the baby. And then I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side. So I'm going to push that fabric back into the baby's knee and I can hold the baby. Then I'm just going to get my hands around their torso and I can lift them either to my shoulder, get their feet out, or I can lift them up like that. Oh. You can then just wear this all day. And if you want to put the baby back in, again, up on your shoulder, 1 foot. We're going to switch shoulders, we're going to put the fabric round the other foot, and then we're going to let the baby sit down. You can just pop it back on again. Yeah, it's really easy to do. Oh, knee to knee, almost shoulder to shoulder. And then again, knee to knee, almost shoulder to shoulder. My outer layer is now still here around my waist, so I'm just going to make sure that I've got that and I can push it down, lift it over the baby's feet and unroll it. Nice and simple. Generally, this style of sling is outgrown somewhere between 3 and 6 months. You might find with the stretchier Cuddle Band 1, the original Cuddle Band, that it might be outgrown at the earlier end of that. The Cuddle Band 2, because it's a little bit less stretchy, it's still nice and stretchy, but it's a little bit less stretchy. You might find it lasts a little bit longer than the original Cuddle Band. Some people will find that the back panel will just make them feel a bit too warm. So they might be better off with something that doesn't have quite as much coverage around the back. Other people are going to love the back panel. So it honestly is personal preference. If you would like to try one of these before you buy one, then do look at your local sling library. Obviously it's South London Sling Library, but you can find your local sling library at slingpages.co.uk. See if they've got one that you could borrow to try out. But as I say, they do retail on Amazon for somewhere between 40 and 60 quid, depending on which version you're looking for. I hope that helps. I hope it was useful. And I'll see you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.